Hey guys, my name is Loveless, and this time we're here with a high-pitched cry for help. I haven't done this in over a month, I think. But also I was trying to figure out how to do the VTuber thing. I was trying to get it to do some things, and didn't make it very far. So I'm just doing it anyway. Let's see what happens. The worst thing that can happen is just have a bad quality thing. But it's like better something than nothing. I guess. I don't know. But that's what we get. So, enough of me talking. We'll get straight into it. Also, we're at chapter 14. There we go. Izuku was doing so much better. It was the beginning of his third week with the married couple, and with some quirk-related help, he was now able to walk around the house, meet the cats, Princess and Bastard. For the names, you can probably guess who named who. Princess was, as expected, all over the kid, no questions asked. She was getting really chubby too, so if the kid woke up one day and couldn't breathe because she laid on top of him, well, she didn't look like she regretted it. Bastard, as his name implied, was being a brat. He made it his mission to follow the kid around and watch his every interaction with Princess. That was his lady, after all. But, well, we overcame with treats and pets. Who could resist that anyway? In no time, both the cats named the kid their leader, sleeping with him, not letting anyone get too close without a warning, which takes us to our current situation. Both Aizawa and Mike had made arrangements to keep the kid as far away from the hospital and police station as possible, which led to another visit from Recovery Girl with the nurse she once talked about. Asami, the pink-haired nurse that studied under the guidance of Chio, was super happy to be invited to the house of her favorite radio station host. She even got an autograph out of it. Asami quirk was quirk perception, which allowed her to know another person's quirk and how it affects their body. Contrary to popular belief, it is very useful for her profession. Hello there. She immediately greeted Izuku, who was grabbing Mike's pants for emotional support. Izuku, whose hair was now shorter, but a lot healthier and fluffier, waved in her direction, looking at Recovery Girl, who was there before Asami, and explained to him her quirk. They all made sure to let the kid know that since this was his quirk, he was in full control of the situation, and that really made wonders to keep him calm. Your dad's already talked to you about what my quirk does, right? No one corrected her, just accepting it as a fact. Izuku looked up, his eyes rapidly going from Aizawa to Mike a few times. After reaching some conclusion, he looked at her again and nodded. The practicing nurse sat on the ground, and although it was kind of odd, no one said anything. Great, let me tell you how it works then. She patted the ground, and the kid didn't think twice before following her implicit instruction. It's quite simple. The only thing I need to do is touch your eyes. He seemed a little freaked by that, and she giggled. Not open. I will cover your eyes with my hand, and then I will close my eyes too. She continued, making sure to use her kid-friendly voice and words that simplified the process. Then I will be able to read, with my eyes closed, some information about your quirk. Is that okay? Izuku watched her for a second, then turned to Mike and signed to ask something that the nurse was not able to understand. So she looked at him for translation. He wants to know if it will hurt, Aizawa said instead, seeing as his husband was looking more nervous about it than the kid himself. Oh no, not at all. Although I do get a headache if I use it too many times. But don't worry, you won't feel it at all. Are you ready? He nodded, excited and moving closer to her, giving her access to his eyes. Asami looked awkwardly at her former teacher and she laughed a little, looking through her purse for something. I always have them on me when we work together, she added, a bag of baby carrots being passed around. It's an activation requirement. They used to call her Cottontail when she was doing her internship with me. Even Shota laughed at that, the poor girl becoming red while eating two of the baby carrots. Once everything was ready, she smiled and put her palm on top of the green's eyes, not making any force nor pressure. She closed her eyes, and the other three adults could see how, for a split second, her eyelashes and eyebrows were as green as the kid in front of her. After that, it was pink once again. After a minute or so, they both stayed in the same position. She let go of him. The truth is that she was used to using her quirk multiple times at work, and she worked with kids most of the time. They didn't understand their own quirks, yet sometimes she used it even just to help the adults calm down. When she opened her eyes, they went from a light gray to the exact same color as Izuku, as the quirk function as the quirk function was to understand the quirk as if it was her own, mostly to a body feel level. She couldn't really tell the specifics of how it worked in every situation, but she knew how it felt to have it. Oh, it's a really interesting one, the quirk you have there, she said, blinking until her eyes were back to normal. Yeah, you told me you were under the impression it was a voice quirk, right? She asked, looking at the homeless looking hero. It's actually a mental quirk. He can control sound waves, basically. Doesn't matter if it's his voice, something else, or just a pin drop. Any sound wave will do. Izuku looked excited, although he didn't understand what that meant. He was a bit distracted by her quirk. He really loves all quirks, and his just sounded so interesting too. You mean like turning the volume up or down? Not quite. You see, he can kind of tell the waves what to do, ranging from loud to silent to redirecting them and changing other things with sound. Like the sound vibrations can make, she almost said, earthquake, but at last minute deciding against it. Things shake, moving them around or even forcing things to stay still. She looked back at the kid. Watching kids know about their quirks was something she loved. The joy on their face and excitement was always adorable to watch. An amazing quirk for a hero, if you ask me. She winked at him, knowing well that he once asked if he can be a hero. Izuku was almost vibrating with excitement. His face lit up and he ran up to Mike, making sign that meant equal, before pointing at him and then Mike. The scene was so cute that the loud hero couldn't stop himself from tearing up. Aizawa took the initiative and proceeded to lift the little one up. He immediately understood that it was an invitation to sit on his shoulders, and started clapping. Probably the biggest energy boost he's ever seen coming in. I always take pictures for the families that come in to know their kid's quirk, Asami said, getting up from the floor. Would you like one? Even before they could say yes, Hazashi was already moving Shota to the middle of the living room to get better lighting. He smiled big, and they waited until Zuko looked at the camera. Even Aizawa was smiling. Their first family picture, one could say. After the picture was taken and Chio took another look at Izuku's health, seemed like Izuku didn't mind the noisy kiss this time. They made their way out of the apartment, but not before Izuku could gift the nurse with a drawing of herself in a lab coat. She swore to keep it safe until he was a hero so he can sign it. Asami made sure to let the adults know that Izuku's quirk was not the one that was acquired for genetics or during birth, and to look out for him, for stress-induced quirks were a lot more unstable, if anything. She didn't see any activation requirements or drawbacks, but no quirk had unlimited power. Shota reassured her that whatever it was to come, they would handle it. Who's better for the job than two heroes? One with a voice quirk and one who can erase quirks. That night, Izuku slept like a baby. Maybe because of the old lady's kiss, or because all the excitement wore him out. But either way, he was put to bed next to his two guardian cats under the promise to go to the shopping mall the next day, his first outing. Yes, he really was in excellent hands. And that morning, they found an interesting email. Well, what a coincidence. Totally. Yay! I'm done! Woo! This one's done! Yay! Okay, so if you want to see more of that, you know what to do.